Monday, March 18th. Hello everyone, today we're going to do a garden tour. This is our front yard garden where we practice permaculture, regenerative agriculture, and what I like to call nonviolent communication here in this space. We have quite a few things growing this morning. I'm getting this growing area prepped for watermelons. One of the things that I regret and always forget to do, because I always forget to do, is sow and grow more cover crop, because in this little corner here we don't get enough sunlight in the winter time to grow anything really. But I do have some cover crop, like over here we have some pumpkin plants, so they're good cover crops. Throw a bunch of seeds and they'll sprout, living mulch cover crop. And in this garden space I'm going to show you some of the things that we have growing, and we have things in succession. This is broad bean. We grow this as a cover crop. And then over here we got an artichoke. This is a violetto artichoke. Beyond the gate there is our citrus orchard and our backyard garden. As we move towards the back, you get more of the traditional garden where we have garden beds. But here is low impact, low budget soil building, collecting the sun's energy to get our plants happy. But most importantly, building soil and using time versus money. And also a lot of love through, and let that car go by, love through labor in building and nurturing these plants. We have, this is lupin here. We got an ornamental pepper. I'm very excited about this one. This is Crespidia. It's a drumstick flower. And from seed, it takes 2 years from the time you sow it to the time it blooms. And it's starting to blossom now. It's going to turn into this yellow ball. It looks like one of those yellow, what are those, like cotton balls. And we have out here our little low hedge. We grow it for a couple of reasons. One, to delineate the space from the sidewalk. You'll notice we don't have any kind of hard borders, so we use a lot of landscape architecture practices to achieve those goals, to delineate and kind of dictate the movement of people. So we have, this is Durham wheat. We have quite a bit of it here, and the leafy portions becomes mulch. The wheat berries, they become fodder for our chickens and ducks. And I suppose if we wanted to, we can make some flour. So maybe one day when we find some time in a more efficient way of threshing the wheat, we'll make some flour out of them. So we have, this is natural grass that grew. We'll harvest this as mulch. Got some more artichokes over here. This is a purple ragmania. And then we got more artichokes that are forming. And then we have also chard plants back here. I like to grow the different bright color ones. It makes the area look interesting. And occasionally I'll eat them. These are, for me, I like them stewed. When we stir fry them, they're not as tasty. They have a little bit of earthy flavor, but when I stew them in tomato and other things, they're good. But they're easy growing plant. They can grow in some poor soils, and they act as a hedge. And we also share them with people who actually enjoy them more than I do. I enjoy more of the greens, the Italian greens and the Asian greens, and you'll see a lot of that. It's March, late March, so that means we're planting summer squash. We got 3 plants here for the early part of the year. When things warm up, one of these plants is enough. So in the beginning of the season, we make up for the slower speed of the sun, intensity of the sun, by having more plants. And then we got some straw flowers out here to add some ornamental interest to our space. We got some ranunculus, and we have a ahi lemon pepper. So you'll see we'll have a lot of these sprouting broccoli. So these are the broccoli, Chinese kale, Chinese broccoli Gailan hybrid, and they make these side shoots that end up being very productive, and we get a lot of vegetables out of them. We have, this is a Monty. I'm sorry, this is Eastern Magic broccoli. We got another one that's heading up. And then you'll see a lot of these plants with these side shoots. They're marketed as broccolini. Broccolini is not a variety, but a marketing name for them. So you'll see broccolini. And then we have this cabbage, if I didn't already show you. This is red acre. I found that super productive. And then the other thing that we have as part of our hedge is this corn here. This is a Peruvian corn. It's one of the more ancient varieties. And it's not sweet. It's a maize or maize. You can use it for hominy. And we grow that during the winter time. It takes a long time from seed to harvest. It's like a 400 days of maturity, especially since we want it dried. So I leave it on here for as long as possible. Let's see what else we have in here. We have flowers like balsam here. This thing grew through from fall, and now we're getting close to spring. It's still alive, so there might be a little bit of a microclimate where the plants are keeping this area warm. So that's very cool to see this plant grow this long. We got a Genoa lemon here. This is a dwarf tree. This is a very interesting variety we grow out here for as a part of our citrus collection. And then if I didn't come over here and show you the ranunculus, I like to now take more effort, or since I have a lot of the things figured out and I can plant them more easily, I now have extra free cycles to plant flowers. So we got some flowers tucked in here, and this is a shallot bed here. This is a French gray shallot. And I'm going to take you towards the front of the house where we have things that we kind of nestle in here as part of the landscape. But I'm using more of it now since we have good sunlight out here, like growing more of the brassicas. So up there we have some cauliflower and some broccoli. Down here we have the sprouting broccoli. You can see that. This is another sprouting broccoli. And we have potatoes out here as well. So when this space grows in a little bit more, it'll look a little bit more organized. So right now it's just like in the rough stages. We got some asters that we've planted in here, so that should fill in. We got some dahlia tubers that have been there for a long time. That'll fill in, and it'll look a lot more, as I said earlier, organized. And over here we have garlic next to the steps up to the house. And these are hard necks and soft necks, and this is a good spot. We got some really good harvests last year, and I should say amazing, because a good harvest, you get a good amount of garlic, but an amazing harvest is one that the garlic stores all the way until planting time. So they've been storing for a long time, which is important if we want to replant garlic, especially how much the seed garlic costs at $30 a pound these days. And over here we have just a bunch of different flowers in bloom, along with some of the corn that we grew, and we got some millet that's on top. And let's go see what's up here. We got an artichoke up here as well too. Let's see if there are any artichokes forming. Oh, there's that one. This is Violet de Provence. We got a purple Ragmania, we got a Violetto, and a Violet de Provence. And then up here, I kind of let it just kind of grow by itself all winter, because we had a very mild winter, and that meant that the tomatoes continued to grow. So we've been getting tomatoes, vine-ripened tomatoes, and as we wait on our recently transplanted tomatoes to grow and produce for us, I'm having a hard time clearing it out to clean this up a little bit. So maybe I'll just work on this section today and move it back a little bit and make it a little bit more organized. I think that's pretty much it as far as our front yard regenerative, low impact permaculture garden. is concerned and how it's growing. In the backyard, maybe I'll do an update or a garden tour and show you what those are growing, how those are growing in the coming days. Thanks for coming out and visiting, and we'll see you in the next video.